Did you know that you only need to know a few basic chord shapes to play R&B on guitar? You don't believe me? So when I first started playing, I only knew 3 shapes. I knew the major 7 shapes, the minor 7 shapes, and then eventually I started to learn the diminished 7 shapes. And I got so many calls for so many gigs. That was like my bread and butter. So if you knew those shapes, especially if you know those shapes now, you definitely can get a lot of calls. I share how to play those shapes in another video. Also, there's a link in the description. You want to go watch those lessons if you aren't sure and need a refresher on how to play those shapes. But for now, stay here with me because I'm going to share with you specific ways how to make your playing stand out amongst the crowds. I'm going to show you a few specific ways how to give those chord shapes an even more R&B feel. When you start using these techniques, your playing is going to sound incredible. Watch the entire video because I'm going to show you exactly how to sound when you use these. And I'm going to give you some specific practice routines in order to use them. When you use this, you're going to sound amazing and you're going to see a lot of improvement. And people will let you know, hey, you're doing your thing. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to be in the key of G major today. So in this key of G major, I want to focus in on a few specific things, okay? Specifically, what I want to focus in on is we're going to be talking about a few numbers. So we're going to be talking about the 3, 4, and the 2. So with the 3, I want to introduce to you a new chord shape. So instead of us playing the traditional way, I want to raise this note with our ring finger and go a half step up. So for our 3 chord, instead of us doing it the traditional way, I want to encourage you to use it this way. But this is the specific thing. You don't want to just strum it. You want to arpeggiate it. Upstroke with my middle finger. Sometimes I like to stop at the B string before I go to the E string, okay? Then let's go to our 4. So I'm not going to be playing a major 7. I'm going to be playing a major 9. Same concept. And I like to hammer on that G string. Now when I get ready to go to my 2, I'm not going to be playing a minor 7 shape. I'm going to be playing a minor 11. Now when I'm playing that minor 11, I like to hammer off on that E string. Now the other extra sauce that I wanted to share with you in this particular part of the technique, instead of us using our diminished, I want to show you how you can use some other movements. So off of our 6, and I'm specifically doing this pluck technique. So when I do this movement off of the 6, I'm really accenting that B string. I'm going to slide from E flat to F sharp. But I'm not arpeggiating, I'm plucking. All right, let's get back into it. This is really going to make your playing stand out because not only are we just playing the regular kind of major and minor 7 shapes and adding the diminished, which is like, it's foundation, right? This is foundation R&B. You're going to sound sweet. But if you're at a place where you're just like, I just need a little bit more, this is how you're going to have a little bit more. I'm going to show you how you can interchange the 2. That's where the mastery becomes. That's where the stuff starts to make a lot more sense. If this is really helping you, let me know in the comments by dropping a guitar or a thumbs up and letting me know like, hey, this is what I needed to know. Or if I'm not covering your favorite kind of technique, let me know in the comments too, because I definitely could make another lesson. But let's get back into it. I was talking about how you can definitely use the foundational stuff. That's great. But we're at a place like, you know, maybe in a space in your career, in your playing style where you're like, I feel like I'm plateauing. I just need some more. This is the more that you need. This is the extra stuff that you need. And the beauty of it is you can interchange them. You can act and use them both at, you know, simultaneously, even in the same kind of thing. I'm going to get to that a little bit later on in the video, but I wanted to show you those things. So let's get back into the specific techniques that we want to work on. Okay, I'm going to go back to that 3. So let's play our regular minor 7 like this. I want to raise my middle finger and go and half step up, right? And again, it's the arpeggiation and then accenting off of the B string. You're going to go to my 4, so the major 7 shape. I would use a major 9. But I want to hammer off of that G string. I do kind of this hybrid thing where I'm playing also with my middle finger, right? As you see that I'll hit that B string and then pull off the G string with my pinky. Now I'm going to go to my 2. I'm not just playing the regular minor 7 shape. I'm playing the minor 11. But I'm hammering off of that E string. Especially if you got a guitar with the whammy, this is a great place to kind of use it. Then, instead of me going to my diminished, I'm going to use this movement. So if I was playing my 6, I was doing a hammer on. So instead of doing a hammer on, I'm going to hold that note. Then go back to my 2, that minor 9, that 6, that E minor, and then slide up 2 frets. So it'll sound like this. So this, when I'm doing this first part, I'm accenting the E string. So those first 2 chords, I'm accenting the E string. Now the next one, I'm going to accent the B string. All right, so like now we're going to put it together, right? I'm going to show you how it sounds when we put it together, just so you can see how it enhances. I'll start out with doing some original stuff, like the same major 7s, minor 7s, and then I'm going to start showing you the new chords that we added, right? Now let's start adding the other stuff. Let's show you that as a close-up. Playing the regular original way. Now start adding the extra stuff that we just learned. This is really going to take your playing to the next level. If you're in a band or if you're just people in the crowd are going to be like, oh my God, the guitar player was killing. I don't know what they were doing. You're just taking a few subtleties. You're just enhancing, just kind of like shining and polishing them up again. Let's go back over those chords again, and then I'm going to give you a practice exercise to do. So for the 3, we're not doing a regular minor 7 shape. We're going to raise, we're our ring finger, raise it up. And remember, I said that we are arpeggiated and accenting on the B string. We're going to go to our 4. We're not doing a regular major 7 shape. We're going to do a major 9. Again, we're hammering off of that G string, but we want to accent off of the B too. So we're going to go downstroke, hit that B string, and then pull off the G string. Instead of playing A on our 2, instead of playing a regular minor 7 shape, we're going to play a minor 11 and hammer off of that E string. Then, instead of doing a diminish, which is cool, we're going to do this movement. So this would be where our 6 is at, right? So we're going to do a hammer on. The space we're going to do the hammer on at, we're just going to hold it. Come back to where that minor 9 would be for the 2. Go back to the 6. We're focusing on highlighting the B string. Okay? Now, the practice exercise that I want you to focus in on, okay? So you can get a metronome, right? Let's say we get our smartphone, right? Smartphone, let's say we want to set the BPMs. Let's just start out at 60, right? So we got to clap in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. New chords. Switch them up. Practice that for at least 15 minutes a day. So get your metronome and set it at 60 so that way you get to lock in, because at R&B, that's going to feel really good. What you want to do is find yourself getting familiar with how that feels and how that sounds. Okay? The more stuff that you can do like that, the better it's going to feel. Also, if you love stuff like this and you need a little bit more help, check out my online community, Kerry's Camp. The link is in the description below, and I definitely want to make sure that you get it. So just to recap what we talked about today, we talked about for the 3 chord, we're going to raise that note instead of just playing a regular minor 7. Accenting off of that B string. Instead of a 4, we're not just playing a regular major 7. We're playing a major 9. That's a hammer-on technique. For our 2, instead of playing a regular minor 7, playing a minor 11. Instead of going to the diminished, we want to use this movement off of the 6, 2, go back to the 6, and then slide up to an F sharp, slide up 2 frets. Now, all of these movements are transferable, right? So you can transfer them to any other key. If you decide you don't want to be in G, you got to play this in F. You got to play this in A, B flat. You can play them all in this same particular movement. If your root note is anchored on the E string, you can play all of these movements. So hopefully you enjoyed this lesson. Like I said, again, if you liked this lesson, you felt it was good, either give me a thumbs up in the comments, leave a guitar in the comments. If you need more help in the guitar community, you want to come check out my guitar community, just check the link in below to Kerry's Camp. We meet and we're going to help you out. We're going to get you straight. We're going to get you solid so that way you can do all of this fun stuff on guitar.